count you down to kickoff at the Coliseum. USC, Notre Dame, Thanksgiving weekend 2024.
Both teams lined up tight at the line of scrimmage. Garbers tried to sneak it, and he's not going to make it. He did not make it. Now the whistle is blown, and the Trojans have held. And the Trojans will take over on downs at the UCLA 34-yard line with under 5 minutes to play in the big game, leading 16-13. How do you do on that defensive stop?
We get you ready right now. Fight on!
Brought to you by
YETI. We make great gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by SmartStop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store.
Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today.
Now, here's the Trojan Tailgate Show with Jordan Moore.
Sean Cody, Sua Cravens,
and Cody Kessler.
Hello and welcome to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI on a picture-perfect fall Saturday. We are inside the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for one last time this season. The greatest intersectional rivalry in college football set to take place. Behind us, USC versus Notre Dame. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I am Jordan Moore alongside the All-American Sean Cody, our playmaker, Sua Cravens, and the quarterback, Cody Kessler. And guys, the last couple weeks have teed this one up a little bit. We were sort of, meandering towards the end of the season, but you beat Nebraska in a close one. All of a sudden, you beat UCLA in a close one, and it feels like the narrative changing a little bit for the Trojans. They want to change it, Sean. You beat a top 10 Notre Dame team today. That'll change some things.
No doubt. After Washington, we didn't feel so great going into a bye week and had 3 games to play, 2 to get into a bowl game, get that done against UCLA last week. But coming into rivalry week versus Notre Dame, this is my favorite week of the year. I got some history with Notre Dame, thought about going there for a little bit, but decided to be a Trojan and be a winner instead of going to Chicago. So definitely a big week and a big rivalry game. This one's a ton of fun. It should be a good one today.
So you have a good Thanksgiving, man?
I had a great Thanksgiving. Hosted. Everybody had a great time. The kids were knocked out on the couch by 9 o'clock. So yeah, they did. Woke up in their bed. I miss those naps. You fall asleep on the couch and wake up in your bed. But
sounds good to me, man. I was working. Some of us have to. Keep,
I know
you
was going to work that in there somewhere.
Keep putting in the shifts. But I'm glad you guys are having a good time.
2 minutes in, Jordan's already throwing shots.
No, I'm not throwing shots. I'm just letting you know. Some people just got to grind it out on holidays, no matter what. The Trojans grinded it out. How's that for a transition against UCLA, Cody? I mean, that was not pretty, as the intro said, but it was ultimately effective. I think at the end of the day, you beat UCLA and you move on. You're very happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the most important thing in those rivalry games is just finding a way to win. Both offenses were struggling in this football game. It was a very heavy defensive game, which is great to see. Danton Lynn take a bow. You did a great job of calling that game, especially there at the end to get those stops and finish. That's 2 weeks in a row that this defense has been able to find a way to get a stop and win the game. You see right there the miss to Lake McCree, pass interference on the ref. I don't know why we missed that call. But offensively, move the ball well, especially in the first half. We just have to find a way to finish, and we have to do that today against Notre Dame. We can't settle for 3 points.
Yeah, Sean, we talked about it a little bit. Red zone was obviously the issue in this particular game, but sometimes the issues can be a bit of a moving target. I'm not sure that's been the issue all season long, but it is something that they cannot afford to do today against a really high-quality opponent.
Football's week to week. You got to look at what you did that week, and the red zone wasn't good. It wasn't good enough. And you talked to Lincoln Riley. We talked to Lincoln Riley this week, and he mentioned guys just got to make some plays. He trusted some guys in that game with some back shoulders, some fade routes down in the red zone, and he's counting on those receivers to make some plays. So we just didn't have enough plays. I love the first series of the referee gets in the way of that one. They bring in another tight end. They did some fun things, I think, on that first red zone trip. The second and third one when they're going the fades and the back shoulders, I don't know if I love those play calls, but Lincoln Riley trusts those receivers to make those plays.
What do you want to see in the red zone today, Sue, when they're down there? Specifically, I guess the goal to go situations, because it wasn't even just red zone. It was really goal to go.
Well, I would agree with Sean in the fact that I don't want to see red zone fades every time we get into the red zone, but this is a very stout Notre Dame front seven, and I think that they specialize in stopping the run. And they're missing a star corner. I don't think he's going to be playing today. So jump balls, I know people don't want to hear it, but jump balls might be our highest percentage of success in the red zone, especially against this front.
Jaden Mayava had his second start and 2-0 as a starter. Sort of like the game, Cody. It wasn't always pretty, but ultimately he made some plays at the end to win it.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of taking that next step of protecting the football. Didn't put the football in harm's way. Did have one fumble, but that was a sack fumble, had a blindside hit, so you can't put that on him. But overall, he didn't make high-risk throws, right? We did make some shots downfield, which was great to see. You see him there, too, doing a great job of creating on the ground, establishing or being able to scramble in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. But the biggest thing for me that I think he needs to do is be more of a factor in the run game. Now, whether that's Lincoln Riley calling some of those zone read plays or quarterback design runs, especially down in goal to go, I'd like to see him do that a little bit more, and then maybe a little bit better with his accuracy. He missed some easy throws there. I know we can blame the ref and joke about it down there in the red zone, but that was a wide open Lakeman Cruz, a little bit of a high throw. I think he can clean up his accuracy today and make some of those throws that we've seen him make before.
Last time USC beat Notre Dame was in this building 2 years ago, and it was a big night for Caleb Williams on the ground. And so I second that thought, Sean, that Mayava's going to have a bigger game with his legs than what we've seen so far.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's gonna have to be a part of it, and I think that's why you saw that transition, into these last 3 games, into Mayava, Lincoln Riley getting something going with his legs and finding him in the rain game. And not only does it open up for this offense in the pass game, but I think hopefully it opens up a little bit for Woody Marks in that run game as Mayava can create with his feet.
Makai Lemon ultimately was the story, Sua, in terms of the best pass of the game. They ran a trick play, as Cody said. It was sort of a defensive battle, and they couldn't just find that one play to unlock things, and ultimately it was a double pass. Makai threw it, but he continues to emerge as the most interesting playmaker that we have on the perimeter.
I know I'm going to get criticized for tooting my own horn, but I feel like I said earlier this year, this is the best athlete we have on our team. He's a 5-star athlete. He kick returns, he can punt return, he can play receiver. I think he can play DB, and he can throw the ball. And what surprised me the most about Makai throwing that pass is that he said that is the first time he's ever thrown a pass downfield in any game, in any organized sport. So that's a lot of pressure, especially given the context of the situation. Heck of a play by Makai.
He really has ignited the kick return game too, Cody. I mean, we sort of thought that there wasn't anything there, and then all of a sudden they make the switch, and all of a sudden there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great to see. That is a huge factor, especially on offense, when you can have those great starting field position games like that, when you have a threat back there in the return game. It's just interesting, though, why earlier in the season we were struggling with Zachariah back there. I don't know if they really changed anything schematically when it came to return game, or if Makai just, really created that spark, or like we've talked about all year, was Zachariah being too much in his head. But either way, whatever it is, keep it rolling. Hopefully we have a couple today and maybe take one to the house.
A little different type of runner, kind of hits it hard on that kickoff return. We saw and complimented Zachariah last season, and he's very patient in that kick return, but never sprung open for him. But Makai has certainly found some running room to spark this offense, and the special teams was outstanding last week. All right, USC men's basketball, as I mentioned, I was working with them this week. It was a tough week in Palm Desert, but they have their Big Ten opener on Wednesday, and that should be a fun one. Oregon coming to the Galen Center, 7:30 tip. We will go on at 7 o'clock, but we want you in the house, usctrojans.com/tickets to get in the house for that one, the big premiere. All right, we come back. We will talk about that great USC defense, which kept them in it all night long and ultimately finished the job at the Rose Bowl. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Alas, the ship rise to the morning. You know it's calling, me back home, put down the sorrow and dance to me.
Rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, where you can be an impact player, a clutch hitter, or a wild card. No matter what your game is, the excitement and relaxation you're looking for is here. So get back to the fun and play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Not gonna believe this, girl.
Mom! Dad! Dad, have you seen this?
did it.
Wells Fargo helps thousands of students go to college.
He got in.
By funding $107 million in scholarships and programming for diverse communities.
Don't worry. I'll be back.
When a bank does what it says,
I knew you could do it.
Opportunity happens. Doing gets it done. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing.
This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
DirecTV is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the jeweled Shillelagh Rivalry. Stream college football's fiercest rivalries on DirecTV, satellite free. Back inside the Coliseum. Beautiful day to tailgate outside of it. A lot of Notre Dame fans always show up for this one. Should be a packed house inside the Coliseum when this thing kicks off just after noon. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Stuart Cravens, Cody Kessler. That USC defense, guys, we talked about how we felt like it was sort of getting better week after week, and then this was probably their most dominant performance of the season.
Yeah, big-time first-half performance. You know, you only give up 3 points and then 10 points in the second half, really coming in that third quarter. So, but really, to me, it was the third down and fourth down defense. You go 3 for 11 on third down and then 0 for 3 for UCLA on fourth down. So that's winning defense when you get it done, especially on that fourth down play, 4th and 1, and stopping them on that tush push. So just great dominant defense. They give up some plays here and there, some big plays, explosive plays in the run and pass, but other than those kind of plays, really trying to clamp down the rest of the time.
Yeah, it seemed like UCLA moved the ball a little bit, but kind of only in their own half. Once they got to midfield, it was like, bang, the wall went up for USC.
Yeah, Sean said it. You know, it's very successful and a high chance of winning if a defense can keep an offense under 35% on third down. If you 100% on fourth down is amazing.
Yeah.
And then under 250 yards passing, under 100 yards rushing. And I think a lot of their rushing yards came from chunk plays, but overall, if you look at the game film, all 4 quarters, we were stuffing the run, we were stopping the pass. They couldn't. There was no momentum. Once they got to the 50-yard line, it seemed like we just had everything stops right here. So just a great job by Coach Lynn.
Cody, you often talk about complementary football, and I thought USC played it last week. As you mentioned, Mayava took better care of the ball. Eddie is such a great punter that you can give up some yards because the other team has to go 95 every time because he's booming it, inside back to their own goal line.
Yeah, speaking of Eddie real quick, did you know I'm sure you guys did, but I saw this stat last night, 0 touchbacks this season. That is unbelievable.
That's
and he's
crazy.
leading the country in yards per punt, which is unbelievable. Average net yard too. But yeah, it was the opposite of what we're used to seeing with the Lincoln Riley type of team, right? Type of offense. It feels like whoever has the ball last on offense is going to win the game. Well, in this game, it felt like whoever's defense was out there last is going to win the game. I was just so impressed, like Sean said, with that fourth down stop. Both of them, they're really in the game in it. And on that second to last one, the 4th and 10, I love the front that Danton Lynn called. He called a 3-down front. He had Sam Green out there running around as a QB spy. He had Desmond Stevens in there as well, not even Easton Mascrane and Charlotte, so he mixed up the personnel. He just did a great job of throwing these different looks at UCLA in crunch time when it mattered most. And then most importantly, we stopped the tush push finally, which was great to see. But yeah, huge credit to this defense. It was great to see them get out there and get a win and finish.
Yeah, to your point, it's amazing how different that game was than the game 2 years ago. I brought up the Notre Dame game from 2 years ago, but 2 years ago was that crazy game in the Rose Bowl. It ended on a Corey Foreman pick, but DTR and Caleb were just going up and down the field like there was nobody else there. This was a very different style of football game. And I thought, Sean, we have talked about it. We talked about it with Coach Henderson. One of the most important parts of this program right now is, can they develop this pass rush? These young pass rushers, they like them. Everyone seems to like them, but the production hasn't necessarily been there yet. All of a sudden, we started to see some production against UCLA.
Yeah, 3 sacks versus UCLA from Braylon Shelby, Nate Clifton, and Easton Mascarenas. Arnes probably should have had 2.
Yeah.
It's even on that cause fumble there. So Coach Lynn helping out with dialing up some blitzes, but also guys getting home. I think they did a good job all night of really keeping Ethan Garbers really unsettled all night, kind of moving around the pocket, keeping his eyes up front instead of downfield. So good job by that pass rush all night. Probably their best performance as a group, as they all got it done moving that pocket back all night.
Yeah, and there was more, we talked about it with Lincoln Riley, so, there's the sacks and then just moving Garbers around, and really the last play was really the microcosm of it as Sam Green's out there waiting for him, and the game just sort of ends on an incomplete pass because Garbers was running for his life.
Yeah, and I'll go over it in my defensive game plan, but just Coach Lynn doing a great job of pre-snap disguise and confusing Garbers and keeping them unsure of where the pressure was coming. He didn't know if it was going to come up the middle. He didn't know if it was going to be off the edge. He didn't know if we were overloading, if we were going to drop max coverage. And that just goes into giving them multiple different looks and using different players, as Cody said, and it just worked out for the better that night.
All right, the tush push, guys, one of the biggest plays of the game. You watch the Eagles do it. It feels unstoppable. USC stopped it. Sean, Cody, take it from the quarterback side. What don't you want to see in that spot? Sean, from the the D tackle side, what's the game plan there?
I'll go offense first. The most important thing for my young quarterbacks at home, I was with Tom Brady in New England, and he was phenomenal.
Name drop.
At the QB. Okay, well, the biggest thing you do, though,
your friend Tom,
is, my friend Tommy. The biggest thing you do as a quarterback, and they didn't do it in this play, is you want to drop step first, let the surge happen. Either you go straight ahead or you go right up the right side, right? Or pick your beefiest side of the offensive line, who gets the better surge. But you always got to drop step first and then either go straight down the A gap or you hesitate and then go off the side to the B gap, which Jalen Hurts does a good job of as well. But when I was here, we didn't have the, everyone could push you in the back. So we didn't have that advantage. But, before that's how you do it, and we found a way to stop it, which was great to see.
Notre Dame would argue that we used to be able to push in the back.
Now you can push. So it's, it's really, the Eagles running with Jason Kelsey, they want to create that arrow, right? They want to get the center going out first and create. So if you can stop the center, exactly what USC did with Gavin Meyer and Kobe Pepe on one of the one guy on one shoulder, one guy on the other, and then Easton Mascarenas up the middle against the center. So you stop that center initial, you see that initial pop, and the center had to just sit back. That stops the quarterback from making any surge, and then the guard's coming down, so he had nowhere to go after that. So just a great job by, I think, those three guys initially stop the center surge, because if the center can't move, then that kind of thing, it breaks down fast, and the quarterback couldn't get any movement there.
The other advantage of that, too, that I didn't want to hype myself up a little bit, you got to have a strong quarterback, though. They can go out there and lower his shoulder. You know what I'm talking about?
Ethan Garber's got rocks, man.
Sue was lucky that they put me in a yellow jersey at practice, so I couldn't run him over on that side of the football.
Kiwi sneak defense, Sue was just maintaining the edge, just making sure no one got outside.
Waiting for the ball to come out.
He was touching the end like this, just checking.
I thought that was a play off for me.
All right, we're going to get to our offensive game plan next. Women's basketball does not need much help in that area. They scored over 100 points yesterday. I watched them do that. They went bananas in the third quarter. They just have so much talent. So get to see them at the Galen Center coming up on Tuesday, 6:30. Tip-off for that one, USCTrojans.com/tickets. USC women's basketball against Cal Baptist. As I said, offensive game plan is next with Cody Kessler. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
You can feel it. A force that moves everything around it. With intensity and power that comes from deep down inside. Full-time fans, your passion is unshakable, and you deserve a reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
What if you could use retirement accounts to invest in crypto? With iTrust Capital, you can. iTrust Capital allows you to invest in your favorite crypto assets 24/7 with the tax benefits of an IRA. So instead of paying taxes on your crypto gains every year, you can defer taxes till you retire using an iTrust IRA. Or with an iTrust Roth IRA, you can withdraw tax-free at retirement because you're in this for the long haul. Start investing today at iTrustCapital.com.
It's not just designed to look good. It's built to command attention. It's not just a comfortable interior. It's a quiet refuge. They're not just headlights. They light the way forward. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron models. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
It's Sedano. This is USC Notre Dame on the home of the Trojans. We'll be all over it next week on the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. Sedano and Cap, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN. Fight on!
Attention all players, prepare yourself for an entirely new game. The rules have changed, the stakes are higher, so all you have to ask yourself is, are you ready to get back into the game? Squid Game Season 2 is back December 26th, only on Netflix. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, Cody Kessler could be the best Squid Game participant.
Why would he return? Why would he come back? I don't understand that.
You don't remember the plot?
Tune in December 26th to find out.
He won.
Yeah.
All right, time to tune into the offensive game plan. Here is Cody Kessler.
The USC Trojans offensive game plan is brought to you by DirecTV.
Stream the Trojans all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish.
USC's offense did a good job of moving the football up and down the field in the first half against UCLA on Saturday, but they struggled to finish some of those drives in the end zone. But I do want to look at some of those explosive plays and what was working so well on the offensive side of the ball, and we got to replicate that again today against Notre Dame. Now, the first play you're going to look at here on your screen, or if you're listening at home, you're going to see a post route from Mekhi Lemon, an explosive play in the pass game, pushing the football down the field. He's running a pressure post. He's going to stem outside, cut back across that corner's face. We do a good job of giving Maiyava time in the pocket, and then look at this throw. This is beautiful. This is a 2-ball. It's over the linebacker, but it's before the corner. It allows Mekhi to make a play on the football. It also gives him space to run after the football and have an explosive play. That's what you want to do, especially when you're pushing the ball down the field. Get the ball to your playmakers in space and allow them to do the rest. Now, the next play we're going to look at is right after. This is a run play here. This is a factor with Maiyava in the run game as well. You're going to have Lake McCree sliding across, blocking out that backside defensive end. Woody Marks coming downhill, but look what it does when you have a guy like Maiyava. You have 3 UCLA defenders that have their eyes on Jaden. They can't go attack the football. This is why Woody Marks has been doing a great job of running the football, having these gaping holes in the run game. Another explosive play where we finish down in the red zone. Just got to finish in the end zone on some of these. Now, let's take a look at this beautiful double pass. You're going to have Lake McCree here motion out slightly. He's going to block Mekhi Lemon. He's going to run a swing route or a bubble type route so he can get behind the line of scrimmage, get behind the quarterback to catch the ball. And then we have a V route here by Kyron Hudson. Great job of Mekhi catching it, getting the ball out quick. Look at that ball, too. That is a dime. That is a high-level quarterback throw right there. It allows Kyron to catch it and make a big play. This is a gutsy call by Lincoln Riley, but it was executed to perfection. Again, a great job by Kyron making a big catch and finding his way down inside the 5-yard line. And then the play that really went ahead and won this football game, the go-ahead play. We get under center. I think everyone in the building thought this was going to be a run play, but you're going to have Jacoby motion down. You're going to have a reverse out. This is a little bit of that A26, right? Reverse out by the quarterback, fake downhill run. Now, the play's not there initially, but Jaden does such a great job of keeping his eyes downfield, avoiding the rush. Jacoby Lane being on the same page, working to the corner of the end zone, and this is a beautiful throw. This ball gets tipped a little bit, but what a beautiful catch by Jacoby Lane in this situation to have a big-time play and go ahead and take the lead. Guys, this Notre Dame defense is very good in the red zone. They're 5th in the entire country. These explosive plays are great, and we're going to need these today. But on offense, Notre Dame is averaging 39 points per game, which is 6th in the country. We have to be able to find a way to score, but also keep these explosive plays here today in the Coliseum.
Sua, a little victory lap for you. I graciously conceded you best in the game pick to Kyron Hudson. You sort of played wide receiver roulette all season. We've been playing this game trying to guess who will be that day's leading wide receiver, and you got it right in Kyron Hudson, and the guys had a season making some clutch catches and did it again against the Bruins.
Hey, I like to call Kyron All-State because we're in good hands whenever he gets the rock. And it doesn't have to be explosive plays, but he just has a knack for making some of the greatest grabs you'll see in one season. I think he's had a few nominees for Catch of the Year, but he's just a solid rock. He's a guy that you know if you can get it to him, he's going to bring the ball in. He gets north, and he doesn't give up the ball. He doesn't have a lot of drops, and he doesn't fumble. It's just a steady vet that you need on the offense to sure out this receiver room that's full of young guys. So I'm glad to see that he balled out in a Battle of L.A. He deserves it. Modern-day guy, hometown guy, he deserves it.
Jacoby Lane was on the side of a milk carton there for a couple weeks and then all of a sudden popped up in the end zone making the game-winning touchdown catch against UCLA. Been that kind of season for this receiving core. I mean, we watched Jacoby play here against Wisconsin and thought we were seeing the next great USC wide receiver. But back in action, back making plays.
That's sometimes what can happen. Young players. The consistency hasn't been there for Jacoby all year. But obviously, we saw the pinnacle against Wisconsin. But as a young player, you just got to keep at it. You got to keep the consistency. He's learning that as he gets older. As a sophomore, see how explosive he can be. Obviously, making the huge catch, the game-winning catch against UCLA here on this play. But just got to find that consistency and know he can do it down out. Even in practice, it's got to be every single rep's got to matter to these young guys, and that's how you keep getting better, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more from number 8.
Cody, we've had this discussion all season long, and I feel like I've sort of narrowed into what my sort of question is, or issue, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's just that I'm a basketball guy, but ultimately I'd love to see going forward this receiving core get trimmed to 6 guys that they really like, but then 3 guys that play the money downs. And ultimately, when I saw Jacoby get that 4th down pass and he looked rusty and he doesn't make the catch, I'm thinking, yeah, he hasn't had a ball thrown his way in 2 weeks. Like, I kind of get it. I'm fine if you think he's one of the best receivers you have. But then it needs to be there all season long. And I keep going back to the receiving cores of the last decade or so. There's no way on 4th and 3 you're not throwing it to Robert Woods or Marquise Lee. You're not breaking out your 5th receiver in that spot. And I'd like to see a little bit more defined roles going forward from that receiving core. I know they have talent, but I feel like they need roles.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. And there's 2 sides of that, right? And both sides have their positive. One is, okay, we can't key on one defender if you're an opposing defense because we spread the football around. And we love to say, hey, 10 different guys caught a pass, 12 different guys caught a pass. But in those crunch time moments, when you have those gotta-have-it drives, when you don't have a go-to guy, when you don't have, for me, a Nelson Aguilar, when you don't have a Marquise Lee, a Juju Smith-Schuster, it makes it tough because you don't know what guy is going to be ready. I'm not saying that we don't have someone on the roster that can be that guy, but right now no one is stepping up, and it feels like every week someone is becoming that new wide receiver 1 or a couple weeks in a row, and then they have a slight decline. It's tough as a quarterback to know who your go-to guy is. And I know we had a quarterback change, so that makes it difficult. Mayava's going to have a better connection with different guys than Miller did, but at the end of the day, I'm with you. And my biggest question this offseason is who's going to elevate themselves to be that guy, or do we go find a veteran in the portal that is a proven wide receiver 1 like a Jordan Addison a couple years ago and continue to develop these young guys?
And the great ones, it doesn't matter, even if you know the ball's going their way. It doesn't matter. They still get it. Tyreek Hill still makes his plays when everyone knows Tyreek's going to get it. You go watch the Rams play, it seems like every throw is to Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua. It's not like the other team doesn't know that those are the go-to guys, but that's what they're scheming to do, and those guys make the plays, and that's the relationship they have with Stafford. So I think that really is the ideal, and we'll see if the personnel can step up and differentiate themselves from each other going forward today. Another big game to make plays for that receiving core. Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win. Enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. The defensive game plan is next in the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI.
Dad, are there fees in this food?
Yeah, so?
Doriander and I don't allow fees into our bodies. Yeah, I know. We only order from Postmates. They support our fee-free lifestyle.
You must free your food from fees.
Go fee-free on orders over $50. Only on Postmates.
As a lifestyle guard, I help people live their best day in the sun. That means keeping the games going. Coming to the rescue when the floaty is too floppy. And delivering high noon when the cooler's empty.
Oh, do you have any peach?
High noon, sun's up.
I used to toss a coin in the waterfalls in the wishing well. Now I get plenty coin, I'm self-made. You ain't gotta wish me well. You ain't like me then, but I guess it's past tense, cause you tapped in. You was never who you said. I see the facade when looking at really me, like you can tell. My guard up, I ain't taking L's. If it's not in my favor, won't sign a deal. I got the royalty in the mill, I got authority in the field. Take a look in my iris, I be precise with the timing. I never know where my mind went.
Bring it on the baseline. We never stop. The number one thing you have to do playing for us is play hard. That's it. Because you're going into probably the most, not probably, it's the most physical league in the country. The only way to survive in the Big Ten is with toughness. That's the only way.
It's Ireland. This is USC Notre Dame on the home of the Trojans. We'll be all over it Monday on the biggest show in the radio, Mason and Ireland. Weekdays noon to 3 on 710 ESPN.
Trojan fans, get ready to fight on with Fruitist blueberries. Sweet, crunchy, and packed with goodness. They're the ultimate game day snack. Fruitist, the official superfruit snack of USC Trojans, available in stores near you. Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, and Cody Kessler. It's time now for our defensive game plan with Sua Cravens.
The USC Trojans defensive game plan is brought to you by LifeLaw.
Injury law made simple.
Hello, everybody. This is your defensive game plan. That was my Jordan Moore impersonation. We have a defensive game plan, finally. And we're going to talk about, Sean's going to love this, we're going to talk about the front seven mostly because they balled out. And they showed out when we needed them most in the crosstown rivalry against those guys over there that wear weird colors and had skims, spats on their cleats. It was weird to watch. But we got the dub, and that's all that matters, and it's because these plays right here. So, play number 1. Front seven pressure. Coach Lynn, we brought him in. We say it all the time. The way that he pre-snap disguises and confuses quarterbacks, it works. And when you don't have pressure, USC fans have been crying for pressure on the quarterback. You got to do things like this when you don't have a pure pass rusher. We line up and give them an overload blitz, and instead of actually sending the overload, we just have our DBs press instead of having them off like we had earlier in the year. Confuses the quarterback, and we get a sack fumble, and Mason Cobb could have did something freaky with the ball right here, but instead he tripped and fell. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to keep it positive. Great play, pre-snap disguise. Play number 2, the same thing. Pressure. We're just going to pre-snap everything. In this one, we don't send an overload look. We just give him 6 or 7 on the line. He doesn't know if it's coming up the middle. He doesn't know if it's coming off the edge. He doesn't know who's dropping. We send a linebacker. We drop one of our D tackles. Sean, did you ever drop?
Yeah, they call it Dumbo drop.
Dumbo drop on the inside, and we confuse Garbers again in the red zone. And this is why UCLA was unsuccessful after they crossed the 50-yard line, because they didn't know who was coming. And we only ended up sending 4, and I know that's a godsend. When we can get to the quarterback with only 4 people, that's what every defensive coordinator loves to see. Again, play number 3. Look at the front seven. Disguise, disguise, disguise. 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. Again, they don't know who is coming. Ethan is uncomfortable in the pocket. He wants to move. He gets happy feet. And again, we get pressure on the quarterback. He's not even going through his progressions at this point because you don't know who is actually coming. And we get home again with another linebacker. I think Nate Clifton gets this one. So another 4-man pressure. If you're a DC, again, if you can get to the quarterback only dropping 4 or only rushing 4 and you have 7 in coverage, you're going to win that game. 4th down. Now, Jordan didn't mention any DBs because he discriminates against defensive backs like myself, but I was always coached that in a QB sneak, the front 4 guys have to cut out the linemen. They have to dive at their ankles at the very snap and stop all momentum, and the linebackers can actually participate in their own little tush-push of their own to stop. 4th and 1 on their side of the ball or their side of the field. We get a stop, change the momentum of the game. This was huge for the USC team. And we look at Bieniemy. He's upset right here. And this, I didn't expect us to get this 4th and 1. We're not known for knockback this year, but we got the job done. And then the last play of the game, we don't get a sack. But again, pre-snap disguise. We don't know, or UCLA doesn't know what we're in. Are we QB spying? Are we going to send pressure? And the DBs right here lock up in the bunch at the bottom of the field, 3 by 1. They run crossers. We drop back in zone. The quarterback doesn't know who to get the ball to. And look how far he had to back out of the pocket just to get away from the pressure, and he throws the ball away. This is just what you want to see as we almost get hit with another field goal. This is what you want to see from this USC team. In order for us to win today against Notre Dame, pre-snap disguise against a team that's actually going to run the ball. They have a quarterback that can run it with his legs. But if we pre-snap disguise and confuse, ball game.
You know what the DB's job? I saw it on that play. Jalen Smith, he held the edge, and then he came in, big 1st down going the other way. That's the DB's job. You got to hit that celebration. We did it, guys. 4th down, stop. We're going the other way.
That's the job. They're always celebrating the hardest on the outside there, as the bodies are pulled up from the inside.
The mangled Giants
poor
move up.
Gavin Myers getting peeled off the ground, and the DB's celebrating like he made the play. Yeah, baby, 1st down.
Is that worse, or when the ball's overthrown by 10 yards and you see the DB that got beat doing this?
Belt.
Which one's worse?
Don't overthrow the ball.
Okay.
Don't overthrow the ball.
Sean, Easton's been everywhere, man. It's kind of sad when you get these, we have Woody Marks on the offensive side. You look at Easton, you go, oh, man, we got to replace him already instead of finding a linebacker that you feel like you can build the defense around. But he really has been the rock of this defense.
And probably we haven't mentioned him enough this year. He's just been solid all year. He comes in from Oregon State where they were playing great defense. Coach Lynn brings him down here, and he's been just plugged and play. And Coach Entz has talked about him from the start of the year till now and just how steady he's been for the team, hasn't missed any games, hasn't got injured out there, especially playing that linebacker, racking up all those tackles. That's a lot of collisions out there not to get hit, and he's just been in there every week battling, always probably top 3 in tackles every game, and he's just around the ball, knows where to put, knows where to get everybody lined up, a great leader out there. Number 4, when he's done, he will be missed here because he definitely brought it this year.
Cody, a lot of people are talking about Cam Fountain after each game. He's not necessarily racking up the stats. What are you seeing on the film? Is he just sort of like an underrated guy ready to break out?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple plays on film this year. I remember going back to the Nebraska game when he had that tackle for loss, when he's getting into the backfield. It's just great to see because when you're a young player, you don't have to dominate the stat sheet, but you have to show promise. You have to show that you can take that next step, going forward. You have to show that you can develop in this scheme. We have a lot of young guys right now that are playing well. Sam Green, another guy, Braylon Shelby, I think, continues to get better and better. But, yeah, Cam Fountain is at the top of that list. It's just exciting to watch what Coach Henderson and Coach Lynn are doing. Now, obviously, we've got to keep that core young group here, especially with the coaching staff. They're going to be some hot commodities this offseason, but I think the future is very bright, although we haven't had a ton of production this year for that front seven and specifically the defensive line.
So is there anyone else sort of, not getting their flowers that you feel like should be? That's, maybe it's on the stats, but you're seeing it when you watch the film or watch the games.
No, I would just say the entire front seven as a whole has been playing a lot better. They've been playing together, and we've been mixing and rotating a lot of young bodies. So it's refreshing to see the depth that we have on the front seven and to stop the run and to get the knockback that we've got and the pressure that we've seen. Just hats off to everybody that was involved, especially Coach Lynn.
All right, Trojan fans, today's matchup between the Trojans and the Fighting Irish is the greatest intersectional rivalry in college football. The Jeweled Shillelagh rivalry is proudly presented by DirecTV. This is the battle for the Jeweled Shillelagh. We will talk about that and much more coming up on this show. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Personal injury suits can be scary and full of questions. How can I pay for it? If I've been in an accident, who fixes my car? Who pays my medical bills? And will it all be worth it in the end? LifeLaw simplifies the process, answering your questions and more by providing 24/7 support that's clear and precise, while offering the latest in technology to let you know where your case stands at all times. Good news. LifeLaw. Injury law.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Hey man, do you have a non-alcoholic beer that
actually tastes good? I think you mean athletic.
Excuse me? Do you have that great non-alcoholic beer?
I'll 7.
Found it.
Do you have a favorite non-alcoholic beer on the menu?
Athletic it is.
She's funny.
Hello, Mia. Are you ready to meet your demise?
Man, we really need to upgrade your trash talk.
Nice shot. Take her.
Who programmed you? I'll see you tomorrow.
The future isn't scary. Not investing in it is. 100 innovative companies, 1 ETF. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Hey, it's DeMarco. This is USC Notre Dame on the home of the Trojans. We'll be all over it on Monday morning on the Travis and DeMarco Show, 9 to noon, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information. Alongside Sean Cody, Sue Cravens, and Cody Kessler, I am Jordan Moore, getting you set for USC versus Notre Dame, and it's time for this week's Impact matchup.
The USC Impact Matchup of the Week is brought to you by Invesco QQQ.
Invesco QQQ. Explore with Invesco QQQ. Fight on.
Fight on.
Now, the Impact Matchup of the Week.
Well, this is a big-time Notre Dame defense, but the stats are interesting, and the stats may not tell the whole story here. The stats will tell you that Notre Dame has one of the best pass defenses in the country, but they're a little bit susceptible to the run. Now, when you load your schedule with the military academies that run 90% of the time, you're going to give up some rush yards, and they don't throw it. So it's going to skew the passing rush breakdown a little bit. But I don't think USC can win this game, guys, unless Woody Marks has a big-time day. And so the question is, can the Trojans run on this Notre Dame team?
And it's going to take balance. That's what this team, USC, that's what Lincoln Riley offenses need to do. They need to be balanced because that pass game opens up the run game. It opens up for Woody Marks. We're not the physically dominant offensive line just going to get up there and move people. We need to scheme it up a little bit. We have that guard tackle, move the gaps around. And that's how Woody Marks, when he's successful, it's when the pass game is going, the run game is going at the same time. There's balance, and that's why you see those successful runs. But he's got to have a day today. We need Woody Marks to leave this Coliseum on his last game on a high note because the Trojans going to need number 4 to put on the show today.
Can they run on him, Sua?
I don't know. I don't know if this is a game that we can afford to play from behind, as Notre Dame is going to play us just like Stanford, and if they get up 10 points, they're going to run the ball probably for the rest of the game, and they have a quarterback that's pretty athletic. But I agree with Sean in the sense that Woody Marks has to have a day, but I think he has to have a day out the backfield. I think that we need to keep him inside and swing him out and do angle routes and flat routes against these inside linebackers that don't like to go left or right. They like to be north and south. They like to run fill and fill out these gaps, and these D linemen are really good with their hands. So I think that as much as we want to see the run game, this is the first time where I am hoping and praying that we attack them and use our athletes on the outside.
Cody, you're really impressed by what you see from Notre Dame's defense on tape. I know that.
Yeah, Al Golden, their defensive coordinator, is phenomenal. This is a NFL pro-style type of defense. You're going to see so many different multiple fronts. That's why it is hard to run the football against this defense. They're going to show you 3 down. They're going to go 4 down. They're going to show you some bear looks, which means 5 across. They create those one-on-one matchups up front. They have very good linebackers. They have a very good DB in the back end as well. But the biggest thing for me, I think Sua hit it on the head perfectly. Yes, we have to run the football. They're 48th in the country at stopping the run. They're first in the entire country at stopping the pass. I would like for us to use Woody Marks out of the backfield. Let him be a factor. There's not going to be a lot of shots downfield with this defense. They do a good job of disguising coverages. Jaden Mayava has to confirm what he sees. They're going to show you something pre-snap, change it post-snap, but if it's not there, check it down. Find Woody Marks on a swing route, on a flat route. Let him pick up 4 or 5 yards, move on, and then wait for those shots to be there in the pass game.
You know, the offensive line is one of those things. We were talking about how the narratives change from week to week, and everyone just buried this offensive line after the Michigan game. Well, Michigan maybe has the best defensive line in the country, at least when you look at personnel. This group has gotten a lot better, Sean. I mean, they're starting to control some games. They have been consistent running the football, and you can credit Woody a ton, but Woody's not out there doing it by himself. He is getting some lanes to run, and these guys are getting better.
Yeah, and it's the young guys. I think if you want to circle 2 guys that have gotten better throughout the year, Lonnie Noah and Elijah Page, who, you look back at that Michigan game and you just see, man, that was a rough game for him. But since that game, they've shown a ton of growth. Obviously, you have, the veterans in Jonah Monheim and Emmanuel Pregnon and Mason Murphy out there. But this group all together, they've gotten a lot better this year since that Michigan game. And it's because, you're a young guy, Elijah Page, you're a young guy, and Lonnie Noah. You just need reps out there. Sometimes you need to, take some L's. I remember being a young player and getting thrown into the fire. It wasn't pretty at all times, but you learn how to be successful out there. You learn what you got to do. You learn how to move on that field, and that's what those young guys had to go through. They had to go through a little bit of period of taking the bullets, and now you're seeing what that can do as you get those reps out there. Now they're going to turn into some nice players here as another group of linemen will come together, hopefully.
So the transfer portal era is strange. I don't know when Woody Marks is playing on Sunday Night Football, whether he's going to say USC or Mississippi State or his high school or what. He's here obviously just the 1 year, but he has made his mark, certainly. He is the first 1,000-yard rushing season since Ronald Jones in 2017. First 40-catch season for a tailback since Buck Allen. I saw that stat today. This is a heck of a player, and certainly 10 years from now, we'll be excited to see him on the Coliseum sideline and representing USC wherever he is.
Yeah, he did what he came to do. He showed up and showed out. and balled for the Trojans. And it's unfortunate that it kind of feels like it was all for naught, because I feel like he put in a performance that should have been in a New Year's Six Bowl. It would have been nice to see him play against a SEC team, being a former SEC guy. But Woody was everything that he was projected to be and more. And I wish that he was younger so that we can see him break even more records or set some records here. And we're going to miss him definitely out the backfield. And hopefully in this year's transfer portal we can find another Woody Marks.
Yeah, I think if USC is 10-2, we're probably talking about Woody as the Doak Walker, finalist. 100%. Obviously, Ashton Genty is the best tailback in the country, but that's the kind of season that Woody has had, and just some other stuff around. It hasn't quite made it an indelible, but Woody has certainly done his job. Keely, yours always doing her job. She was fighting through a little illness this week, but we tough it out on game day, don't we, Keely?
We do indeed. I mean, this time last week I was talking about the Trojan flu, and I didn't know I was previewing my own demise. Yeah. So we didn't have a preview podcast this week, which means we have no question of the week. So I thought I would bring my own question to the show, Jordan. I was curious. I know you were previewing a game last night, Jordan, so I don't know if you caught the Georgia Tech-Georgia game, but I was curious your guys' thoughts on 8 overtimes, including 2 points, to a 2-point conversion to win the game. How do you guys feel about that overtime, college football overtime in general?
Yeah, we've experienced it a little bit here, but it's sort of like soccer, guys. It comes out to the shootout. You guys like it or no?
I watched the game last night. I was very opinionative on it. You get frustrated with the offensive play calling, but also when you go into, for people at home that didn't play, when you go into a game like that, normally you only have about 2 or 3 2-point conversion plays. It's a very small section on your call sheet. Then you got to reach into the 3rd and short. Then you go into the 4th and short. So when you go that many 2-point plays, got to have it situations. Although the play calling I think could have been a little bit better, and I didn't agree with it. It's tough to keep coming up with 2-point plays to go 2 yards or 3 yards.
They completely abandoned the run in
100%.
overtime.
Everyone did. Both teams. And then how'd they win the game at the end? They ran the football. They ran the football. Everyone was trying to come up with that trick little play that you have done for a 2-point conversion. But, yeah, you just, sometimes go back to the basics, run the football, get a little power football, and find 2-3 yards on the ground.
I don't like the overtime rules, though. I don't like that we've changed it to after 1 overtime, you got to go for 2 in the 2nd overtime, and then it's just 2-point conversions from there on. I think that they should just do it like the NFL. Give them a drive. And if they don't score, the next person that scores, it's game over, because you're kind of taking away a team's best, qualities when you start them in the red zone, because you can be a great defense, but not a great red zone defense. And I feel like Georgia Tech kind of suffered like that, because Georgia Tech was shutting them down the entire first half of the game.
Georgia Tech should have went for 2, though, in my opinion, after the first touchdown.
Yes.
End it right there. Don't keep going to where you start, grasping for straws when you don't really have plays to call at the end. When you go to 8 overtimes, I think they had the momentum on their side. Yes, they let Georgia back in it, but go for 2 right there. You got nothing to lose.
We saw why they didn't, because they don't have any 2-point conversion plays.
They hit a couple of them, but yeah, no, I'm with Sua. They ran out of plays there at the end, and Georgia found a way to get it done.
I was watching Wicked last night.
Out of 5 stars, can you get a review?
I really enjoyed it. I'm not
out of 5 stars, can I get a review?
Not a big musical guy. 4.2.
Oh, not a big musical guy, 4.2 is great.
Really good.
Great.
All right, we're going to take another break and then an in-depth look at the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That's coming up next on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Straight to the cup and scores on the layup. Up ahead to snap and easy lay-in.
Now fell out with them. We ain't never making up.
Straight to the rim, lays it up in the
I'm on a mission. We turned the whole house into a booth. We in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God, let her cook.
As the head honcho at BuzzBallz Land, it's my life's mission to make sure that BuzzBallz premixed cocktails are as bold and delicious as you've come to expect. One way that we do that is by playing music for the plants, like so. Man, them thing juicy, and you know they round. Take one sip, baby, I'm in Flavor Town. What you want, baby? I'm the BuzzBall man. Making them bands with the ball-shaped can. Come on. BuzzBall, BuzzBall, BuzzBall.
In the natural rhythm of travel, 2 forces quarry against one another. Bad fast. Time becomes foe, creating chaos and misfortune at every happenstance. No shirt nor sock is safe from the upheaval. Good fast. Well, You can only find that at Ontario International Airport. Like a perfectly balanced ecosystem, ONT provides non-stop ease and stress-free travel. Because in the airport kingdom, faster is always better.
Are they really going to spend all day streaming college football on DirecTV?
Can you blame them? They've got the biggest rivalries.
And bowl games. Speaking of, Frank, run a slant to the bowl of chips. Bobby, button hook to the salsa.
What are you going to do, Coach Prime?
Don't question your coach, man.
This is USC Notre Dame on the home of the Trojans. We are all over it Monday on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, weekdays, noon to 3 on 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Want the inside scoop on this game and all things Trojans? Be sure to sign up for the 3 Torches presented by Spartan Final. It's a free newsletter that'll hit your email inbox 3 times a week with game info, player insights, and more. Go to usctrojans.com/3 Torches and sign up. Back inside the Coliseum, they're just kicking balls at us here in the end zone. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Stuart Cravens, Cody Kessler, and it's time now to take a look at this week's opponent, our old rivals, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
It's time for the Scouting Report, brought to you by Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
Now we're going to help you get to know today's opposing team.
Well, everybody was making jokes at Notre Dame's expense when they lost to Northern Illinois in the second week of the season, but boy, they have settled down since then. You know, they don't have a ton of top-line wins, but that's sort of par for the course these days in college football. I will say, though, that they separate from teams. They have hammered some teams. And Marcus Freeman, who I thought took some time to settle into the Notre Dame job, really seems to have a good grip on it now.
Yeah, you rattled off 9 straight after a tough one in Northern Illinois early when your quarterback was kind of banged up. They've really figured out what kind of style, their identity as an offense, their identity as a defense. Marcus Freeman has had led a great group on defense with Coach Gold here since they've been here. Coach Golden since they've been here. But yeah, just done a good job of being Notre Dame football. Just kind of running the ball well, playing a physical defense, a physical brand of defense, and taking care of teams you probably should take care of, because like Jordan said, not a ton of great teams on this one, but they're hammering people and they're putting a lot more points on the board than some typical Notre Dame offenses.
Yeah, they jump on them early, Sua. That's certainly something to watch today, because that defense, particularly that pass defense, can choke the life out of you.
Yeah, again, I think their best DB might not be playing today. He might be out for the season, so might be a little hobbled in the secondary, but their front seven, they can create pressure, they can stop the run, and it'll be interesting to see how Jaden handles that, especially with the lack of experience this year, not necessarily lack of experience overall, but just hasn't gotten that many snaps this year. I think he'll have to use his legs, as Caleb did a few years ago.
Notre Dame has fully embraced the NIL era, the transfer portal era. We go from Sam Hartman last year to Riley Leonard this year. I really liked Riley Leonard. Funny enough, in a game against Notre Dame last year was when he stood out to me, a Duke Notre Dame game that was really good. And
oh my gosh,
Leonard! I just saw Ben point at the sky. There was nothing I could do there. Just pray.
I'll tell you what. Take it out of my paycheck. I'm paying for us to get a net next season.
I like it.
No more of these footballs flying around.
I like it. Riley Leonard, though, is really mobile, Cody. I mean, 13 rushing touchdowns is a ton.
Yeah, he's the second leading rusher on this team. He's a very good quarterback overall as a player. And, I know not with this coaching staff, but in the past, USC has struggled with running quarterbacks, and Riley Leonard is absolutely that. He is a dual-threat quarterback. Between him and their running back, Jeremiah Love, they do a great job of moving the football up and down the field on the ground. The biggest acquisition, one of the biggest acquisitions this offseason for any school, was Notre Dame going out and hiring offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock. For those of you who don't know, he was the OC at LSU last year. He helped Jaden Daniels go out and win a Heisman Trophy. He's been doing a great job with this Notre Dame offense. Now, it is a spread offense, right? But you don't see them throw it as much as they did with Daniels a year ago at LSU. They like to run the football. They rely heavily on the run. If we can force him to maybe be one-dimensional, stop the run, force him to try to win it with their arm, Leonard can make some of those throws. He has a good arm, but that's not where he excels. They want to run the football between him and Love. We just have to do a great job today, stopping the run and forcing him to stay inside the pocket.
Notre Dame offense, I know you like the back. Sean, what are you seeing from them offensive side of the ball?
Explosive. Both Love and Price, explosive backs. They can run fast. They can break off big plays. Typically, you think about a Notre Dame offense. You think about a Notre Dame defense. You think of Jerome Bettis, big running backs. Just kind of bruise you up a little bit. These guys, Love and Price, can create big, explosive plays. They can bounce runs out. We talked to Coach Belk before the game a little bit, and he was really impressed with the ability of these running backs to bounce and make those big plays. So not only you got to cram that box, you got to stop from bouncing out to the outside and keep those edges.
Defensively, Sua, who stands out to you?
Well, I would say that DB, but he's out of here, so I'm going to go with Jaden Osbury. Again, these are just linebackers that know how to really run fit. They're really good with their hands. They like to hold down gaps. They're very disciplined in their run schemes, and they just don't make too many mistakes. So I don't see a lot of chunk plays for this USC offense as far as the run goes. There's not going to be a lot of open gaps or missed assignments on the defensive side of the ball for Notre Dame. So we have to get these linebackers moving in space if we want to take advantage of them.
Sue said it, Cody. I think that's the point today for USC to take. I don't think Notre Dame's going to make a lot of mistakes and give USC the game. So the Trojans are going to have to be pretty mistake-free themselves today.
Yeah, you have to protect the football. Notre Dame is the number 1 in the country in takeaways on the season. They're second in the country in turnover margin. They do a great job of finding, not only getting some interceptions through the air, but they also find some fumbles on the ground. They do a great job of punching the football out. This is a very disciplined defense. Al Golden, I can't say it enough, is one of the best defensive coordinators at any level of football right now, and he has this Notre Dame football team on the defensive side of the ball playing at a high level, and it's going to be difficult, but we still have to go out there and play our own game, play our own style of football, don't abandon the runs, try to find some big plays down the field in the pass, and then let the plays fall as they will, and like I said with Jaden Mayava, don't force the big plays. They'll come, take the check down, get the ball to Marks, and let's try to move down the field.
What are the stakes of this game? That's what we will talk about next. USC versus Notre Dame coming up. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Our idea of the perfect day? You, your best friend.
Yeah, buddy. You ready to run?
And Quattro all-wheel drive. Own the elements in the Audi Q5.
Let's go, buddy.
Smart Stop Self-Storage has state-of-the-art security systems operating 24 hours a day. So we see everything. Everything.
As a lifestyle guard, I help people live their best day in the sun. That means keeping the games going. Coming to the rescue when the floaty is too floppy. And delivering high noon when the cooler's empty.
Oh, do you have any peach?
High noon, sun's up.
Travis, this is USC Notre Dame on the home of the Trojans. We'll be all over it on Monday morning on the Trav and DeMarco Show at 9 a.m. right here on 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Introducing Celaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with a homegrown spirit. Celaya Tequila. George Moore, Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, and Cody Kessler with you on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by YETI. We're just looking at Caleb Williams in the end zone.
Look at that form.
That was a dime,
playing
too.
Catch? Were you playing catch? Were you playing catch with Caleb?
That was not a dime.
No, I almost got hit in the head, and I would have been filing for disability immediately.
I know.
So I just returned the ball.
I'm waiting for that moment your whole life. The Trojans waiting for this game. Let's get to our Cardinal and Gold report.
It's time for the Cardinal and Gold Report.
The Cardinal and Gold Report.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Stakes, guys. Stakes. Not just what Sean's putting away this Thanksgiving week. We're talking about what this game means for each team. Notre Dame, it's so clear. They're sitting in a position. They're trying to lock up a playoff berth. USC has locked up its bowl berth at 6-5 now. And so, first and foremost, being a spoiler today wouldn't be the worst thing for the Trojans.
Yeah, that's what they're doing today. I've talked about my history a little bit with Notre Dame as a big recruit. I was getting recruited by both schools here, USC and Notre Dame. So my passion for this rivalry is huge here. And I really, I don't like UCLA, but I hate Notre Dame. This is a school that I really detest. I always feel like they're so elite. Even they're walking around here, they feel elite. Cody's got friends here that are wearing Notre Dame
Cody
gear.
took a few pictures with these guys and let them throw the fight down.
Just always
my father-in-law
and
brother-in-law.
That was your father-in-law?
No, that was a friend of mine. But my father-in-law just walked in as well too. They're Notre Dame fans. Hey, I grew up.
We're family to marry into.
I grew up a UCLA basketball fan, and I grew up a Notre Dame football fan. And then
what are you talking about?
I'm telling you right now.
Why do you tell people like that?
I can't believe I've ever lived with you.
Keep that to yourself.
No, because I am now a diehard Cardinal and Gold. I do whatever it takes. I'm with Sean though on that. That's a perfect way to put it. I dislike UCLA, but I just really hate Notre Dame. It's just there's something about this rivalry game, what it means, all the history behind it. It just means a little bit more, and I'm excited that we get an opportunity today to play spoiler. And it doesn't matter what the records are, right? When you go into these football games, just win. Block everything else out, go out and win and get the shillelagh.
Go get the shillelagh. That's always a great stake to this one. And if they can do it, Sua, really, they can change the way this season will be discussed, I think. We talk about offseason momentum. They had a little bit of it last year thanks to a good bowl game. If they beat Nebraska, UCLA, and Notre Dame to end the season, you do start looking at it and going, hey, you know what? They did have some bad breaks in the beginning of the season, and this thing could have could have been a whole lot better. Or if you get outclassed by an opponent like Notre Dame, you go, well, we're still a ways away. So I do think there's a lot to play for in sort of the trajectory of this program under Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, if there's one thing USC fans love more than 10-win seasons and Rose Bowls is beating UCLA, Notre Dame in the same season. And I think that if we are to do that today and we do upset the Irish and take away their playoff hopes, even though who knows who's getting in these days, I think the narrative now changes to what if you started Jaden Maiava a little bit earlier as he would finish the season with 3 in a row and to potentially be able to go into a bowl game and shine in that as well. So a lot of positive questions that could be raised in this offseason, and then we got early signing day in a few weeks. So a lot of things to look forward to.
Cody, we were talking about the offseason quarterback situation. I think that's a huge story in this game. Sue is exactly right. If Jaden Maiava goes out there and throws for 250 and counts for 3 scores today and beats Notre Dame, He locks himself in right now as the favorite to be the quarterback next year. They go out and lose this game, it's just going to feel like a totally open battle in the offseason.
Yeah, there's just so many different things that can happen this offseason. But for Jaden, like you said, it's kind of that control your own destiny as a team. He controls his own destiny as a player today. He's got to go out there, play great football, show that he can protect the ball. You're going up against a team that loves to get takeaways. You got to be able to show that you can put the team ahead of yourself, right? Make some of those big plays when they're there, but also protect the player, protect the ball, find some of those checkdowns, and just really do a great job of moving the football up and down the field. And for me, it comes down to that. If he can prove these next 2 games that he can continue to win games and be the guy, great. Or, you have to go out and find someone in the portal, and you also got some young players coming in as high school guys. So there's a lot of people that are coming in to come play the quarterback spot. But Jaden Maiava really has everything. The ball is in his court to go out there and show that he can be the guy going forward.
And, Sean, ultimately there's some bowl possibilities for sure out there. There's lots of articles with bowl projections. I think they'll put some on the screen right now. I'm not sure anyone really knows anything. The bowl situation is weird because while we changed conferences, our bowl alliances are still what they used to be. So it's basically the old Pac-12 still has the same bowl alliances. And, it could be a New Year's Eve in El Paso. Could be a trip back to Vegas. Who knows? I guess they're not going to put anything up on the screen because they know as little as we do.
And that's how much I know about it there.
I knew you weren't going to have the full research on the bowl projection, Sean.
Yeah, you know what?
We'll find some good food wherever we go.
Wherever they send me, I'm going to cover that game, Jordan Moore.
That sounds like a plan. Wherever they send us, the Trojans will play it and try to go back-to-back bowl wins under Lincoln Riley. But Notre Dame is first, and first we have Name That Trojan, America's favorite game.
Forgot about that.
America.
Ontario International Airport, a proud sponsor of our USC Trojans, is thrilled to bring you that moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to Name That
Trojan. I feel like it's been a tight battle all season between you 3 guys for the Name That Trojan crown. Let's just put all our chips in and put it on this one. Right here. Are you ready? 1 guess apiece, 1 clue at a time. Let's get our first clue. He had 85.5 sacks in his NFL career. 85.5 sacks in the NFL for this Trojan.
Clay Matthews.
He's out.
That is incorrect. Get him out. But I appreciate your guts throwing something out there. Clue 2. 3 sacks against Notre Dame in 2009.
Probably should have waited.
Nothing.
I got something in the bank.
2009, he had 3 sacks against Notre Dame in a win.
In the bank.
Matt Barkley's freshman year.
I got something in the bank.
All right, we're going to go to the last clue. What we got? 5-star recruit from Arizona.
Everson Griffin.
Boom!
Why was I thinking that from the jump?
Everson Griffin turned out to be a really great NFL player. 85.5 sacks.
Is there a belt or a medal that I received?
How about a firm handshake?
I'll take a handshake.
Sua?
I'll give you one. I don't appreciate you go defensive question, though, for this one.
I went Notre Dame.
For the win all.
I wanted somebody that balled against Notre Dame. 3-sack game. That's what we need today. Cam Fountain, 3-sack game. Let's go, Cody.
He'll be named that Trojan about 20 years from now when someone else is doing the show.
All right, back after these messages. I think it's Lincoln Riley. No, next we're going to talk about the history of this rivalry. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, where you can be an impact player, a clutch hitter, or a wild card. No matter what your game is, the excitement and relaxation you're looking for is here. So get back to the fun and play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You clock in for happy hours and holidays, late nights and regulars. When others go to play, you go to work. Because you don't just carry kegs. Carry the night. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
저희는 여러분을 해치려는 게 아닙니다. 여러분들에게 기회를 드리는 겁니다. 세상에 맡기지 않는 한 게임은 끝나지 않아. 이 게임을 만든 놈들, 그 놈들과 싸워야 합니다. 456번 게임에 돌아온 걸 환영하네.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. You're looking at us live inside the Coliseum as the fans start to filter in here. I'm Jordan Moore, that's Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, Cody Kessler. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. And guys, 50 years ago today, perhaps the greatest game ever played by the Trojans, the comeback, 1974. Down big, 24-6 to Notre Dame. They go into the half. John McKay says, I'm going to take the opening kick back in the second half for a touchdown. AD does just that. Trojans never look back, win at 55-24. That's the kind of history that is involved in a game like today, Sean.
We should have had Pete Arbogast up here, man. He's the USC historian. Would have grabbed some great facts up here. Yeah, but this rivalry is the best, Jordan. Obviously, you see the green, you see the Cardinal and gold here in the Coliseum, and you're set up for a wonderful rivalry game against two of the great programs in college football.
Sua, you grew up a USC fan. How did you learn about the Notre Dame USC rivalry? Was it someone in your family? When did you start learning about the history? When did you start learning about guys like Anthony Davis?
Yes, you are correct. I grew up a USC fan, unlike somebody to my immediate left. I don't even know what happened earlier. Who said some egregious things. If this wasn't a live show, we would have edited out whatever Cody said earlier. No, I just always grew up watching USC games, so I was told that we hate that green team or that blue team whenever we played them. And I remember I have vivid memories of rushing home. I was taken home early on a Pop Warner game. My dad took me out in the third quarter and rushed me back home so we can see Dwayne Jarrett on 4th and 8 and the Bush push. So, yeah, I have very vivid memories of being a real USC fan and growing up diehard.
Hey, okay, let me address that real quick. In my defense, I did grow up watching UCLA basketball. I grew up watching a little bit of Notre Dame football.
Everybody boo!
But with all that being said, it even speaks more because I went and chose USC, and where it really changed for me was, well, first of all, was that Fresno State game where Reggie Bush went for 1,000 all-purpose yards in one game. I was sitting here in the Coliseum up there in that section and thought, okay, maybe I like this place a little bit more. And then I saw the Bush push game, and then obviously got recruited here at USC and fell in love with the school. So, yes, am I ashamed of my past self? Yeah. But I got recruited by both those schools. And
Notre Dame offered you?
Did they offer you?
Notre Dame didn't offer me. But UCLA did. And funny enough, UCLA offered me right after
Not
USC
in basketball.
did. And then obviously Notre Dame recruited me a little bit, but I turned all that away, became a Trojan, and proud to say that I am.
Yeah, I was recruited by Notre Dame, and I went there, and there was snow up to my waist when I got recruited. So I know all these Notre Dame fans who made the trek are really enjoying
and
this
then he
lovely
disrespected
Southern California
and
weather.
flipped on him.
Sean was committed to Notre Dame, and I'm up here because 12-year-old me didn't really know what to think yet. The front part of my brain wasn't developed, so I didn't know who I was a fan of.
You're up here because Notre Dame didn't pull the trigger, so you're like,
I made up for it my junior year a little bit. And
well, I want to get into that. First off, I want you to clarify. Were you ever verbally committed to Notre Dame?
That's a false statement.
It was lies. Okay, I just wanted to get the fact check.
Fake news. Fake news.
I want people to know, most of the time we make fun of Cody Kessler on this show. But so what is the stat, Cody? You have the most touchdowns by an opposing quarterback in the history of Notre Dame?
Yeah, I'm the only person, little humble brag now since you guys never let me brag.
Let it go.
Only person on the face of this planet that has thrown 6 or more touchdowns against the University of Notre Dame. So I think that makes up for it a little bit. And by the way, Jordan, not to toot my own horn, but that was in 3 quarters, and I was begging Sark to let me stay in the game and go for 8. But, yeah, it was
I have to say it's a pretty sick stat. What was your best Notre Dame moment, Sean?
Just sacks on sacks on sacks every year, just dominating against Notre Dame. I think we were 3-1.
You lost your freshman year. Took care of business after that.
3-1 against the gold helmets.
That was really the best decade for USC in this rivalry. That Pete Carroll era, the 2000s, they really owned the rivalry in that area, racked up some wins. This is 95 games between USC and Notre Dame, so it's been going on for a minute. Sue, it's funny. I in my mind's eye remember a goal line stand. Was that your first game in South Bend?
Yep, true freshman
year. I think we
year.
lost the game.
I think we got that back in sanctions or something.
No,
so
that was a terrible missed call on a holding that should have never happened.
Yeah, no, my freshman year in front of touchdown Jesus, 4th and goal.
Yeah,
the boy, the youngin, got a 4th down stop, and then we all celebrated. And I remember there wasn't a lot of nice things said to me on the sideline from those Notre Dame fans.
It's been tough a little bit of late. Notre Dame's had the better of it. Trojans trying to change that here today. If you want to continue with our show, you can always do that across all our social platforms. Scan the QR code if you're inside the building. And then we got a couple more segments to come. We're about to hear from the head coach, Lincoln Riley. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Hey, Trojan fans.
Dad, are there fees in this food?
Yeah, so?
Doriander and I don't allow fees into our bodies.
Yeah, I know.
We only order from Postmates. They support our fee-free lifestyle.
You must free your food from fees.
Go fee-free on orders over $50. Only on Postmates.
Are they really going to spend all day streaming college football on DirecTV? Can you blame them? They've got the biggest rivalries.
And bowl games. Speaking of, Frank, run a slant to the bowl of chips. Bobby, button hook to the salsa.
What are you going to do, Coach Prime?
Don't question your coach, man.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Here is a student veteran interview brought to you by IBEW11, NICA, and Pipe Fitters. Together, these groups proudly support USC. Fight on.
It's time for this week's student vet interview, and I've got Alex McLean here. Alex served aboard the USS San Diego. What was your role aboard the USS San Diego?
For the first 3 years, I was an undesignated seaman, and then I struck yeoman, and so that's when I switched to the administration side, and then I ended up going to security.
What drew you into the service?
Honestly, I felt kind of lost at the time. I was 19 and just figuring out what I wanted to do with life, and I knew that I wasn't ready for school. And I knew I always wanted to join the military, so I figured, why not now?
Well, now you're ready for school. You're at USC in the Annenberg School. That's where I graduated from. So welcome to the Annenberg family.
Thank you.
What do you want to do with your degree?
I actually plan on going to law school after. So that's my next step, hopefully.
Much smarter than doing what I did with it, for sure. All right, today we got a big game. You're going to be out there, USC versus Notre Dame, the great rivalry. We're going to win this one?
Absolutely. I have zero doubts.
All right, that's what I like to hear, the true Trojan spirit. Thank you so much, Alex McLean, for your service and for being this week's Student Vet interview. Right on.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. This is USC Notre Dame on the home of the Trojans. We'll be all over it next week on the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. Sedano and Cap, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN. Fight on!
Trojan fans, you can listen to USC football and all the biggest college football and basketball games on the TuneIn app, free internet radio. We've got ourselves a big-time college football game here today, USC versus Notre Dame. Teams starting to take the field a little bit. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Stewart Cravens, Cody Kessler on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. That's USC. Can you guys pan to Notre Dame? I don't like the white. Sua, what are we making of the white-on-white uniforms from Notre Dame? I'm strongly against.
Yeah, I think they're kind of clean. I like the grays they wore last week with the gold numbers. I mean,
we're not in the ball.
I'm not going to commit to them all of a sudden. I'm not going to want to go there.
What a positive statement for Notre Dame.
Never wanted to be an Irish.
Jordan, I think they're the ugliest uniforms on the face of this earth, along with the helmet. Boo.
I mean, that kind of looks like my high school uniforms, too, so I have a pass.
Let's hear what Lincoln Riley has to say. Here's his Prescription to Win coach's interview. Lincoln with Keely Orr.
This is your Prescription to Win, brought to you by USC Pharmacy.
Proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Pharmacy is operated by the USC Man School.
Learn more at pharmacies.usc.edu.
I'm Keely Orr here with head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, this Saturday marks the last game in the Coliseum for your seniors. What will you remember about the senior class and their contributions to this program?
Yeah, some great Trojans. A lot of guys that have been here with us from the beginning. Some guys that have been really transformational for this program, for our climb the last few years. Some guys that have given so much to this university, and then in addition, some guys that came in, here obviously at the end of their careers and wanted to finish as USC Trojans, and guys that have been bought in and a part of it in a great way. So I'm very thankful for those guys, appreciative, and it's certainly part of our motivation to send those guys out on the right note.
Earlier this week, Coach Lynn described this Notre Dame offense as the best you'll see this season. What makes them so challenging?
Yeah, it's a good group. It is. They've got a veteran quarterback that they brought in that's played well for them. They've got a couple of explosive running backs, good offensive line, and good skill players around them. And they do a good job using them. They've been able to stay very healthy offensively, been able to, it's been a very similar group the entire way, and they've built some continuity and they have multiple weapons, which also always makes teams tougher to defend. So it'll be a good challenge for us. We'll have to do a great job at the line of scrimmage and do a great job getting these guys stopped before they get started.
On the other side of the ball, the Notre Dame defense looks like a well-disciplined, well-coached side of the ball. What do you see from them on film?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well coached. It's one of the first defenses that we've seen that's got same coordinator here for the last few years. You can see some of the continuity and talent base that they have. And they do a really, really nice job. Very well coached, aggressive group. They've got a lot of very good players. There's not a it's not a group you look at and say, well, there's just a ton of weaknesses on this group in terms of the personnel that they have. And so they've done a good job this year. They've made teams earn it, which is, I know it feels like we've said it a bunch this year, but that's what good defense is. And so they've done a great job of it. It'll be a great challenge for us.
you made it a priority for your team to treat these last 3 games as like almost a season in itself. What's the key to going 3-0 in this final game?
We've done some really nice things here at the end of the season. We've put ourselves in great positions. We've been able to finish games. We played very physical, I think, inspired football here at the end. And I think the team's done a great job, really hanging together, really, I think just putting a lot of emphasis on the end of this and it being very important to this team to finish this the right way, especially, playing 3 important games like we've had slated. So we've done a great job getting the first 2. I think getting off to a great start, playing very well on all 3 sides of the ball, having a lot of energy in that stadium, a lot of physicality to the way we play. And then you always look at turnovers, right? I mean, that's always, it's been the story of this game the first 2 years that we've been here. And I'm sure it'll be very, very important again.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Coaches at midfield having a little pregame conversation, so that's good to see. Their 3rd year going at it. Caleb Williams, the USC Heisman winner, and John Jackson behind us now. Caleb, the tunnel captain today. He'll lead the team out of the tunnel. He was at the USC women's soccer game yesterday. So great to see Caleb back in the Coliseum. Keely back in the Coliseum, back in the sideline. Here's her best bites.
Now it's time for Keely's Best Bite.
Keely's Best Bite.
Let's get the sideline scoop and insights brought to you by Postmates. Great restaurant selection and no delivery fee or service fee on eligible orders.
Bite on.
All right, Keely, the injury report had some interesting names on it that we did not expect. What's on there?
Yeah, some unfortunate news for USC's offensive line. Both Elijah Page and Jonah Monheim listed as questionable for today. If you notice, at the end of one of the drives in the 4th quarter for USC against UCLA, Jonah Monheim actually came up gimpy and fought through the end of the game, but it was a struggle for him, and it seems to be that way today. So far, there's 2 sets of warm-ups in pregame. It's kind of like the pre-pads warm-ups. Jonah Monheim came out and individually warmed up. He wasn't with the rest of the offensive linemen, but then when he came out in full pads just now, he did warm up with Jaden Mayava in those first-team reps. So, we talk about Jonah Monheim and how much of a Trojan he is. It is senior day. I know that he's probably going to fight through whatever he is dealing with, but that is a notable considering how good Notre Dame's defense is. Communication has to be on point between Jaden Mayava and whoever the center is, so that's something definitely to watch for. Elijah Page as well, but we've seen USC make some variations with its starting 5. Specifically at the Michigan game, they took out Elijah Page, and we saw Mason Murphy move to left tackle, and then Tobias Raymond moved to right tackle. So we'll see what happens, but it's an interesting predicament for USC today.
Yeah, I'm watching them warm up literally right behind us, and both Monheim and Page are in there. It does look like they'll start the game with the starting offensive lineman. I can tell you Monheim does not look like he is moving at 100%. Page seems like he is moving fine, but this is senior day, guys. Sean, there was no way Jonah Monheim was going to miss this game.
Yeah, no way he's going to miss this game, and the Trojans are going to need him in there. Riley Mills, Donovan Heinisch, maybe Howard Cross. I don't know if he's on the list or not, but definitely some great defensive tackles on Notre Dame's side. So if you're a Trojan fan, you just got to pray Jonah Monheim can strap it up one more time for the Trojans.
All right, we've got one more segment to come on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI.
Now, 2 pigeons and Coach.
Not gonna believe this, girl.
Mom! Dad! Dad, have you seen this?
I did it.
Wells Fargo helps thousands of students go to college.
He got in.
By funding $107 million in scholarships and programming for diverse communities.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
When a bank does what it says,
I knew you could do it!
Opportunity happens. Doing gets it done. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing.
I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere, and there's no place I'd rather be.
the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Final segment of the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by YETI. We've got the whole crew up on the stage for our final live YouTube show of the season. Appreciate everyone involved in putting this show together every year. It is our favorite to be a part of it, but there's so many people behind the scenes that make it happen. So thank you to everyone. Best pregame show in college football. Let's get to this week's Old Dominion Best in the Game picks.
The Best in the Game
is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line,
official freight carrier of USC Athletics,
helping the world keep promises.
All right, guys, we got to keep it tight. No time to celebrate Sua's win, but Sua has 2 points.
Convenient.
Tied with me for 2 points. You guys each have a point apiece. Keely's still waiting to get on the board here. Those are the standings.
She's
Keely,
the new
what do you
Cody.
got? Real quick pick.
I gave love to all the wide receivers this year, and so I have to give love to the final one I didn't pick. Kyron Hudson is my guy today.
Cody.
I got Deuce Robinson. I need a $150, 2 touchdowns. I got the taste of victory, and I want it again.
Sua.
I wasn't thirsty to pick a quarterback and go Jaden like some people were, so Jalen Smith, he's going to ball today.
I'm thirsty, and I decided to go with the quarterback, Jaden Mayava.
I'll go defensive side of the football. I feel like Easton would have won it the last couple weeks, but I've already burned him. So I'm going to go with Mason Cobb on his senior day. So we'll see if the USC defense can lead the way. Big turnover, something, pick 6. Mason Cobb's been a playmaker for this USC team. That'll do it for our show. There's nothing else to tee up, guys. This is USC versus Notre Dame. Greatest intersectional rivalry in college football right now.
You've been listening to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by...
I like that energy. I like the energy.
With the first selection in the first round, Reggie Bush, running back, USC. Matt Leinart, quarterback, USC. Matt Khalil.
Adoree Jackson.
Jordan Addison. Clay Matthews. Brian Cushing. Drake London. Mark Sanchez. Tyron Smith. USC. Southern California.
I mean, look, I think when you look at USC and just the factory it is for the NFL and all the great players, it starts with that. It starts the history of this program. And you're just saying, like, some of the best players to ever play the game, you know, walk this campus, wore the Cardinal and gold.
When you look back at USC and look at the defensive players that are in the NFL, and now you look back, you got Ray Malaruga, Brian Cushing, Keith Rivers, think about Taylor Mays. Those were the dynasty years that I look up to, and that's why it's a football factory.
You have great coaches, Lincoln, you have this staff that's been put together. They're going to get the most out of their players, and that is what prepares you for the next level. It's just like, that's why I went here. I came here because I'm like, some of the best quarterbacks to ever play went here. Some of the best players of all time went here. I want to be a part of that. And there's nothing like USC.
In the world of college football, the landscape is changing, and the University of Southern California is at the forefront of NIL. Here, your potential is limitless. It's not just about seizing opportunities, it's about creating them.
Yeah, AKA the best chef in college football.
But it's not just Hollywood that's at USC's doorstep. It's a bustling economic hub with a wide range of businesses eager to partner with Trojan athletes.
Getting ready for practice before a game.
I can tell you now, it's very real.
Sports and entertainment are converging, and they have been in the last decade. This is the entertainment capital of the world, with marketers and promoters. Nobody's close.
USC football in Los Angeles is not just a game, it's an experience. a journey to greatness, and a pathway to becoming a national brand, all while wearing the iconic Cardinal and Gold. NIL is USC.
Hey Trojan fans, it's Jacoby Covington. Welcome to the Coliseum. Fight on.
Hi, my name is Eddie Chapliski. Welcome to the Coliseum. Enjoy the game and fight on.
What's up, Trojan fans? It's Kyron Hudson here. Welcome to the Coliseum. Hope you enjoy the game. Fight on.
Hey Trojan family, it's Akili Arnold. Welcome to the Coliseum. Fight on.
Hey Trojan fans, it's Emmanuel Pregnon here. Welcome to the Coliseum. Fight on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the United Airlines field at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for today's rivalry matchup featuring the visiting Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the home team, your University of Southern California Trojans, home of 136 national championships. We hope you enjoy the entire game day experience this afternoon, and we remind you to follow the Trojan Spirit Code by showing respect for all fans in attendance. Thank you and fight on. Fans USC has assigned a high priority to assuring all athletic events are conducted in a safe and enjoyable atmosphere. In compliance with the Trojan Spirit Code, please respect all fans in attendance. For immediate assistance during the game, please speak with the closest usher or security personnel. To report any incidents of fan misconduct, please call the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum Fan Behavior Hotline. That number is 213-263-4007. Or you can text Coliseum with your seat location and a description of the situation to 213-263-4007. Again, that number is 213-263-4007. We thank you for your cooperation and hope you enjoy the game. And fans, be sure to sign into the USC Network Fight On for faster service. Trojan fans, USC football camps are officially open for registration. All campers, 3rd grade through 12th grade, are welcome. From youth camps, position group camps, to elite level camps, there is a camp for everyone. Campers will benefit from interaction with the Trojan coaching staff, as well as experience the unique tradition of USC football. Learn from the best and have the summer of a lifetime. Scan the QR code on the video board to sign up today. Fans, snap a selfie and tag it with hashtag USC Selfie, and you just might see yourself up on the video board during today's game. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at USC_athletics. And now, let's take it down to our DJ booth as it's time to feed the beast with Monster Energy and DJ Malski.
Thanks, Eric. Hey, listen, Trojan family, we need you loud and proud today. It's senior day. We got a whole lot of alumni. Let me hear all the real Trojan family out here. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. That's right. We're gonna be loud and proud. I'm here in the Monster Energy DJ booth all game long, all game strong. You want to hear something? Hit me at DJ Malski. Listen, we're going loud and we're gonna beat the Irish today. If you believe that, let me hear some noise right now. All right. Once again, you want to hear something? Let me know. We are going up all game long. All right. Let me hear super loud. Fight on.
Hey, it's not enough. Hey, it's not enough. It's not enough. Trojan family, tell them it's not enough. Should we go in? Shout to your women's volleyball team out here. I might play this 5 times, but I need to know who's going up with me. Here we go.
I'm Keely Orr here with head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, it's USC versus Notre Dame in the Coliseum. What makes this rivalry so special?
The history behind it. The great teams, how influential it's been in college football history. It's going to be a great day. It's senior day for us, a chance to get our second rivalry win in a row, and we can't wait to play.
Yeah, it's senior day. What has the senior class meant to this program?
They've been a lot. These guys have been a big part of the resurgence of USC football. A lot of guys that have laid it on the line, a lot of great Trojans, and it's very important to us to send them out the right way.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, fight on.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we recognize the 2024 USC football senior class. Joining us in the Heritage Tunnel is the Trojan Football Alumni Club, USC head coach Lincoln Riley, USC athletic director Jen Cohen, and USC president Dr. Carol Folt.
All right, perfect. Will you be set and ready? You'll be in your bays, not letting people up.
Oh, you want to be in the bays?
Yes.
Playing in their final home game at the Coliseum today are our seniors. Number 0, Akili Arnold. Number 4, Easton Mascarenas Arnold. Number 16, Prophet Brown.
You would make millions and millions.
Number 99, Nate Clifton. Number 13, Mason Kahn. Number 14, Jacoby Covington. Number 16, Eddie Chapliski. Number 81, Kyle Ford. Number 10, Kyron Hudson. Number 19, John Humphrey. Number 17, Jake Jensen. Number 96, Michael Lance. Number 46, Dennis Lynch. Number 4, Woody Marks. Number 87, Blake McCree. Number 91, Gavin Meyer. Number 79, Jonah Monheim. Number 7, Miller Moss. Number 10, Jamil Muhammad.
Of course, God knows.
Number 76, Mason Murphy. Number 46, Corey Nurhus. Number 17, DeCarlos Nicholson. Number 70, Emmanuel Pregnon. Number 27, Bryson Shaw. Number 40, Cameron Sharangi. Number 2, Jalen Smith. Number 58, Solomon Tuliapupu. Number 21, Greedy Vance Jr. Number 98, Garth White. Number 86, ZJ Woods. Number 44, Josiah Zamora. Fans, let's hear it one more time for all of our 2024 Trojan football senior class.
Jake, do not let anyone else in this section or this section, okay, until you got my cue.
For 136 years, it's been us. It's been Los Angeles. It's been roses. It's been national championships. Since 1888, college football has been about USC. This has always been our sport. Now, this is our conference. And while our opponents change, our vision, our expectation, our standard stays the same. We are proud as hell to be Trojans. But we are not satisfied. What we're building here is stronger, faster, and bigger. This is college football on the biggest stage. This is USC.
Members of the Trojan family, presenting the Spirit of Troy, the University of Southern California Trojan Marching Band. Band, take the field. Jansen and the SC6.
Yeah, I can turn sideways. Yeah, I can sit sideways. I'm not sorry. Yes, I'll do
Featuring the world-famous USC song and spirit leaders, here is our double platinum hit with Fleetwood Mac, Tusk. University of Southern California ROTC color guards. Joining the color guard on the field is a representative of the SoCal Pipe Trades, CPMCA, and IBEW NICA of LA County, proud supporters of USC athletics and our military veterans. Today we honor this week's student veteran of the game, Alex McClain. Alex served as an undesignated seaman and yeoman aboard the USS San Diego from 2016 to 2019. She was stationed in San Diego, California, and conducted several deployments to the 5th and 7th Fleet in support of various multinational military exercises through 2022. From Kansas City, Missouri, Alex attends the USC Annenberg School for Communications and Journalism, where she is pursuing her bachelor's degree in communications. Please join us in welcoming Alex McClain as our student veteran of the game and thanking her for her service. Please remain standing and join in singing as the Trojan Marching Band, under the direction of Dr. Jacob Vogel, plays our national anthem.
Fans DirecTV proudly presents the Jewel Chalet Rivalry at the iconic Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. We'd like to thank DirecTV for being an official partner of USC Athletics. Joining us on the field for today's game ball presentation is USC Deputy Athletic Director Jay Hilbrecht, who will be presenting the game ball to Vince Torres, Ray Carpenter, Rob Thune, Henry Darrell Venecia, and Josh Stern of DirecTV. And we've got big news. USC fans can now stream Trojan Sports on DirecTV, satellite free. We are grateful to DirecTV for their commitment to our program, university, and community. Thank you, and fight on.
Williams keeps it. Caleb Williams to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown!
He starts becoming a maestro. Look out. There he is. Touchdown. Williams, a bootleg action. Going for the pylon. He's got it. It's touchdown.
Williams on the move. He'll just saunter into the end zone, looking back at the Irish defense.
And now, please turn your attention to the tunnel. And your tunnel captain for today's game, USC's 8th Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams.
Hey everybody, I'm back. And I just want to say, fight on. Much love to everybody, all the support, love, care that y'all have for USC Trojans and myself. Number 13 is back. And not only, he's in the rafters now because of all of you. And we have Caleb Cares Foundation here, the kids supporting, and we're going to run out here soon. The team comes out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight on!
I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos. It's just big meat.